everyone, and welcome into the Midweek Moment. I am Goose, and with me always is...
I'm Cronkite. I thought you were going to pause. I'm so sorry.
And with me... Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Midweek Moment. I am Goose, and with me as always...
I'm Cronkite.
Is that better?
That's much better.
Okay. You may notice our new sign in the back. That is the same sign that is now our Facebook profile picture page. And I want to give a quick shout out to Quick Signs and Banners. They made that. Thank you guys very much. If you like what you see and you want to order one, or if you want to order something for yourself, you can contact Quick Signs and Banners at area code 606-432-0428. That's 436-432-0428.
Well, thank you, Quick Signs and Banners. It looks amazing.
Yes. I want to add this week, before I ask you how your week's been so far, at the end of the show this week, I'm going to add some active missing persons pictures and where to contact these pictures. I'm going to add like their name, and we've got I think 4 or 5 of them. So be sure when the show is over to stick around for those. And if you do have any information on those people, please contact.
Yes, please.
This was something that people at the Cookie Factory talked about. It might be good to do, so we're going to do that. So we had a great show Sunday, huge response for the second part of Elliot's articles.
It was very cool.
Very good. Elliot, thank you very much, and we look forward to more next week. I don't think he's going to be talking about the Men in Black. I don't know what he's going to be talking about, but it's always interesting and entertaining. How's your week been so far? Halfway through Hump Day.
So far, so good.
So far, so good?
Yeah.
That's it? So far, so good?
Looking forward to Friday.
Why? What happens on Friday? I'm looking forward to Sunday. That's when we record the show.
Yeah, but I like the weekends.
You don't like getting up early
That's
at
exactly
6 o'clock
right.
in the morning on Wednesdays to come in and record this show.
That's exactly right.
Why?
I don't know. I'm a night owl.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. What's news coming up on news headlines this week?
So this week I've got 4 stories, and a former Area 51 engineer claims that we are working with many alien races in terms of technology.
Wow.
So that'll be a good one. And an angel photographed hovering over firefighters in Poland.
That is a cool story.
Yeah. A Harvard professor says an alien visited in 2017 and more are coming.
Does he say when they're coming?
Doesn't say when they're coming. Not yet. You'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
And an ex-Scientology member sues the church and its leader alleging abuse and human trafficking.
Well, we've had requests for that one. I definitely have to. I look forward to hearing those.
Mm-hmm.
So
should be a good
definitely
good news week.
Well, we do have some midweek text to read. I'll give you a page.
Sure.
I'll take one. I will let you start out this week if you want to.
All righty, I got the best one here. Rat Tail Jimmy.
Secondhand hood deals out in Hollywood.
That's
you know
right.
what that's from, don't you?
I don't.
Oh my God, really?
You know what?
Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. Rat Tail Jimmy was a secondhand hood. They're dealed out in Hollywood.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway, Rat Tail Jimmy.
Okay. That's a good name, Rat Tail Jimmy.
Yeah, I like the name. Hey guys, I love the new Wednesday show to allow your viewers to better know you. What kind of music do you like? For me, it doesn't get any better than the classic metal and hair bands. That's Rat Tail Jimmy.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I may not know the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
I may not know the names, but I certainly do dig the groove and the funk of the classics.
Okay. All right. I definitely agree with you. I like hair bands, metal.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about it in the past.
Yeah.
I kind of like the grunge and the alternative rock scene, the punk rock, stuff like that.
Thank you very much for writing in. The next text comes from Casey. Midweek Moment. What's up? First time texting or contacting you in any way. If you could pick one of the following to be real. Oh, this is a good question. If you could pick one of the following to be real, which one would it be? Now, your choices are UFOs, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, time travel, and then he says, I'll watch for your answers, Roswell. Oh, for me, I'm going to pick time travel.
Ooh, time travel is a good one. I think I'm going to pick Loch Ness Monster.
That is a good one as well. Why would you pick Loch Ness Monster?
There's just so much surrounding it.
But if you could pick time travel, you could go back to when the first sighting actually happened.
That is true, but I can't pick time travel because you've already picked it, and you'll yell at me.
Yeah, you can.
No, you'll yell at me.
Okay. No,
you're very abusive.
I've never yelled at you on
You're
here.
very abusive.
Okay.
Veronica says, Goose has said before that you focus on less famous cases that didn't get the Roswell attention. I understand why you do that, but with you doing a video show now, you may want to change that. I love to hear your thoughts on Roswell.
That may be something that we could do. Veronica, we definitely thank you for that. I'm not against it. I love talking about Roswell.
Yeah.
And we've really never had a conversation.
We've not. We've talked about the Roswell of
we've
England.
mentioned on the show some.
Well, we've talked about Rendlesham, which is the same concept, but in a different country.
Yes. The way that I'm addicted to Roswell, you're addicted to Rendlesham.
Yeah, I think it's neat. But I like both, but Roswell has the most attention. But you're right. I mean, I think we could give it a whirl and talk about it and see what we think.
That sounds good to me. We will definitely do that in the future. Let's see. Favor for me says, can someone say Uranus one more time so I can see and listen to Cronkite laugh? Let's see. Let's move the microphone there. Uranus.
Stop.
So, there you go. Easy request. Glad it's fulfilled. Uranus. Go ahead and read our next one.
I like when I laugh. I can't even blindfold me with dental floss. All right, so UFO Watcher says, hello.
Uranus.
Are you done?
Yes.
All right. UFO Watcher, hello, Cronkite, Ned, and Goose. What do you think of the John Teeter story? You've mentioned it on past shows, but not really said a lot about it. Also, what about Apex TV's Noah?
Oh, well, who was that wrote that in?
That's UFO Watcher.
UFO Watcher. I did a small segment way back in some of the earlier shows on John Teeter. Are you familiar with the John Teeter case?
That's the time travel.
The time traveler that in the early 2000s posted a bunch of stuff on time traveler message boards. What did it ask? What was my thoughts on it?
It says you mentioned it on the past shows, but not really said a lot about it.
That may be something that we talk about again. When I first heard about that in 2004, I was like really dug into it, and there's been some updates over the years. We may have a topic on that, the segment during the show. Anything's possible. It's possible. The thing that I find strange about that story is the IBM computer that he did come back from come back in time for that IBM computer. And you're wondering why a guy from the future would want an outdated computer that had specific coding where you could write computer tech stuff. And that wasn't publicly known, and that did not come out until after John Teeter made that post. That it had a secret aspect in it that the public didn't know about.
I like all time travel stories. That fascinates me. Just the possibility of knowing what's around the corner.
Right.
That's pretty neat.
Right.
Yes, I think we should definitely.
We'll definitely do a segment on that.
And so she or he or UFO Watcher also asked, "What do you think about Apex TV's Noah?"
Have you saw that? Okay.
I mean, do you have to ask? I don't watch TV.
But it's on YouTube. You do watch a lot of YouTube.
I do watch a lot of YouTube.
When it first came out, I was interested in it because he was this time traveler. He passed a lie detector test. His face was pixelated to where you couldn't see it. He made all these claims. This went on, I don't know how long it went on for, but he finally, at the end of it, came back and confessed.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is the one that said.
Yeah, he's totally made it up. He was a 17 or 18-year-old kid, or 19, that said he was made fun of and didn't get attention, and he done this and got attention.
But now, weren't there some cases that Noah had that were kind of accurate?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
I don't think so.
I was thinking it was something
because he brought some substance back to me, which honestly looked like black silly putty. Mm-hmm. Did you see that segment?
I didn't.
He poured it out, and it was this black, and it looked like silly putty that he added black food coloring to.
Well, I mean...
I could be wrong. There could have been some cases where he did guess accurately something, But in the end, he ultimately did confess.
Okay, I didn't. I thought that maybe why he got such notoriety was maybe he was.
No, he got notoriety, I think, basically because they would not let you see who he was for a long period of time.
I got you.
So.
Okay.
Let's see. Jared says, have you saw, or have anything strange happen to you in the new year? To be more precise, have you noticed anyone following you? Strange calls or texts like before. Not that I have been there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened to you. Anyway, love the show. Stay safe. I told you about that a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I've not really had anybody following me, and that is something that I do. When I'm overseeing stuff at the cookie factory, that is stuff that I look out for. I've not experienced any of that. We've not really had any strange email or text. Well, we did have kind of a strange text on Sunday's show, but we figured out who that was.
Yeah, earlier in the week, we had that.
So, what about you? Have you noticed anything?
Myself, no, I've not noticed anyone following me or anything like that. But that's not to say that they haven't been. Maybe they're just really good at it. But obviously, I always head on a swivel. That's just how it is. When you talk about stuff like we talk about, you kind of have to be prepared, I guess.
What about Ned's just off camera? What about you, Ned? Have you had anybody following you or anything? Shaking his head no. Okay, our last text comes from Bill. Goose, this is for you. You said you were a fan of Oak Island shows. Do you really think that they will find anything this season? And by find anything, I mean the jackpot, not coins or pieces of jewelry. I hope they do. They promoted this season as they're going to be finding stuff. I hope they do. That's cool to be a treasure hunter.
Absolutely.
And it would be cool to go there. So, Oak Island.
All right, so have to ask, Grunts.
What was the name of that?
Have to ask.
Have to ask, okay.
Yeah. What does Ned look like?
Is that really what? All right. Ned. If you can see Ned is right here. This is Ned's picture. You can also look at that closer on the Facebook profile page. That's what Ned looks like. Ned actually stepped back into a different room when he heard that question.
Yeah,
asked.
Ned
is about 6'5".
He has eight-pack abs.
8-pack abs. He has red hair.
Yeah.
He does have a big mole under his left cheek.
Beauty mark's what he calls it.
Well,
he's got.
I actually think it's a wart, but we don't say a whole lot about it.
It's
kind of like the Austin Powers movie.
Yeah, he's got
where you had the mole that you don't really stare at it.
He's got one blue eye and one green eye, which is just absolutely
which
weird.
Is a lot better than him having two blue eyes. If he had two blue eyes, one would be blue one way and one would be blue the other way.
Right. Yeah, because he's wall-eyed, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So, but that's what Ned looks like. And for a more accurate picture, just look on the Facebook page, and it's got his name, Ned, underneath it. Is that your last one?
That's my last one.
Okay. Well, thank you guys very much for the text. You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail by calling 606-373-3396. That's 606-373-3396. Or
you can email us. You can email myself at Cronkite at heretechewbubblegum.com, or you can email Goose at heretechewbubblegum.com as well.
Well, thank you very much. And again, this is the Midweek Show. We're going to talk about ancient advanced inventions that are beyond modern understanding. First on my list is Greek fire, a mysterious weapon.
Mm-hmm.
In the 7th and 12th centuries, a lot of mysteries happened, and the Byzantines, in their navy, they hurled this mysterious substance at their enemies. This liquid was shot through tubes or siphons. It burned in water and could only be extinguished with vinegar, sand, or urine.
I wonder how they figured that out.
You probably don't want to know. We still don't know what this chemical weapon was, but it was known as Greek fire. It was made by the Byzantines. They guarded the secret, ensuring only a few select knew the secret, and the knowledge was eventually lost altogether when that civilization fell. And that was Greek fire. And you have to pee on it to put it out. There's so many things that I could say about that, but I'm not going to. So many jokes I could make about that. But
absolutely.
what about on your list?
So I've got an antidote to all poisons. A so-called universal antidote against all poisons was said to have been developed by King Mithridates.
King Mithridates.
What is that? The sixth of Pontus, who reigned 120 to 63 BC, and perfected by Emperor Nero's personal physician. The original formula was lost, explained Adrian Mayer, a folklorist and historian of science at Stanford University, in 2008 paper titled "Greek Fire, Poison, Arrows, and Scorpion Bombs: Biological and Chemical Warfare of the Ancient World." But ancient historians told us that among its ingredients were opium, chopped vipers, and a combination of small doses of poisons and their antidotes.
Wow. An antidote to all poisons.
That's crazy.
Fire hot, ice cold. Right?
Absolutely.
The next one I have on my list of advanced ancient inventions beyond modern understanding: flexible glass, a substance too precious. 3 ancient accounts of a substance known as Viridium flexile, flexible glass, are not enough to determine what the substance actually was or that it existed. The story starts that the invention was first told by Pontius in 63 AD. He wrote about a glassmaker who presented the Emperor Tiberius, who reigned from 14 to 37 AD, with a glass vessel. He asked the emperor to hand it back to him, at which point the glassmaker threw it on the floor. Surprisingly, it didn't break, it only dented, and the glassmaker hammered it back into shape. Fearing the devotion of the precious metal, Tiberius ordered the inventor beheaded so the secret of viridium flexibility would die with him. That's not really a nice thing to do.
No.
You know, I mean, this guy invents this, brings it to you, and you behead him. Anyway, an elder told this story, and he said that although the story was frequently told, it may not entirely be true. The version, told a couple of hundred years by Dio Cassis, morphed the glassmaker into some sort of a magician. When the vessel was thrown to the floor, it broke, and the glassmaker fixed it with his bare hands. So that's, what's next on your list?
So I have a heat ray weapon.
Oh, death ray, right?
Yes, sir. Greek mathematician Archimedes developed a heat ray weapon that defied the skills of Discovery Channel's Mythbusters to replicate in 2004. Mayer describes the weapon as ranks of polished bronze shields reflecting the sun's rays at enemy ships. Although Mythbusters failed to reproduce the ancient weapon and declared it a myth, MIT students succeeded in 2005. They combusted a boat in San Francisco Harbor using the 2,200-year-old weapon. A heat ray weapon unveiled in 2001 by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, used microwaves to penetrate a victim's skin, heating it to 130 degrees Fahrenheit, creating the sensation that one is on fire.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Especially where it mentions DARPA.
Mm-hmm.
Our question of the week this week: if you could travel in space, where would you go? And you answered it on Sunday. Do you want to change your answer?
No, I still think I'm gonna go for a super Earth. I mean, I think
I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the gravitational pull is gonna be a little heavier, but I think it'd be cool to see another planet, especially one 10 times the size of our Earth.
Ned, do you still think Mars? Is that still your answer? Mm-hmm. He shook his head yes. So our question of the week: if you could travel in space, where would you go? You can always call, text, or leave a voicemail by calling 606-373-3396. That's area code 606-373-3396.
You can also email us. You can email me, Cronkite, at HereToChewBubblegum.com, or the gentleman sitting next to me, Goose, at HereToChewBubblegum.com.
Well, you said it best, and thank you very much for tuning in. I want to announce right now, next week on the Midweek Moment, we will be talking about the Kentucky Meat Shower.
The Kentucky Meat Shower?
Yes.
What's it about?
It is about, it happened in Kentucky, mm-hmm. And you know how sometimes when water falls from the sky, that's called a rain shower. Mm-hmm. We had meat fall from the sky. So this is called the Kentucky Meat Shower.
Okay, well, I'm interested, I guess.
We're going to be talking about that on the Midweek Show next week. Again, be sure to stick around and watch the closing credits for A new thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be showcasing some missing persons, people that are currently missing. And if you have any information, please pause the video, contact the agency on the screen if you have any information about this. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe on this video.
Definitely.
Do you have anything to say before we call it a day?
Have a good week. We'll see you on Sunday.
See you on Sunday.
Thanks for listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum. Tune in next time as we dive deeper into things the government doesn't want us to know.